A graduate with honors in zoology and MBA in human resource management from XLRI, Ms. Nirmala Behra's entire career has been with RSC Group. She is now the Executive Director, Group HR at RSP. During her initial 12 years of her 22-year-long career, she was heading quality systems and IT. Interestingly, Nirmala used her IT experience and knowledge of systems to bring about a shift in the HR structure. She has won a lot of awards for excellence in HR. She is also involved in several cultural activities and participated in corporate fashion event. She has won even prestigious award in these categories. In addition, she is involved in many CSR activities of RSP Group. Nirmala is a trained Kathak dancer and she is passionate about traveling and listening to music. Nirmala, welcome to Women in Mobility, our initiative to engage with women leaders across mobility ecosystem, to understand their perspective on leadership and take inspiration from their corporate journey. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the beautiful introduction.
Thank you. You're most welcome. So now I would love to know your career journey.
Well, it's been a wonderful journey so far. A lot of learnings, challenges, ups and downs. And today, COVID is also teaching us new way of learning, new way of working, and leadership. So I hope tomorrow will be more exciting and more challenging in terms of leadership.
Any interesting anecdotes that you can share with us? Especially, I think you have inculcated some your expertise in IT and knowledge of systems into HR structure. If you can throw a little more light on this.
I always love a challenging environment.
Mm.
So what I remember when I have joined this organization as a trainee, management trainee, I was going through all the processes of gear manufacturing component. And that time I have realized that there is a need for a quality system. And that was in 2000, that was the most important thing to
Correct.
be to be competitive in the market. That's what the most important system we need to implement. So we did it. A lot of challenges were there, but we did it successfully because all the seniors were very supportive. And of course, that was a very great learning for me because I was a fresher and I had to work with all the seniors in the organization. So making things done from seniors was very tough, challenging, but good that they supported and we could sail through smoothly and we could achieve the goal what we wanted to achieve. From there, while doing a quality system, I felt that there is a need for a data integration.
Mm.
A lot of data were scattered, and the communication were not proper. So, what I felt, unless we integrate data, we won't be able to analyze it to be to benchmark with the companies who are who are excelling. If we don't upgrade ourselves, if we don't cope up with the market, then we won't be able to sustain. So that's how IT integration took place, and it was 2004 and 5, the era where system was not in place, and the people were not conversant with the computer system. People were not conversant with email. So it was really hard time for us to teach first or give them training first on email, and application was a big buzzword for all of them. So it was not only IT implementation, it was a organizational change. It was
Okay.
change in the mindset of people.
Oh,
It was huge. It was huge, large, radical change in the organization.
okay.
And a lot of challenges we faced during that time as well. And but we could do it successfully. A lot of learnings we got from there. And since I was leading this, so I had to be always on the toes. So my anecdote will be, one of the story where I was carrying my first baby when this IT application
Okay.
thought came into my mind, and that time a lot of negotiation with vendors, hardware, software, talking to SAP, talking to JD Edward,
Okay.
Oracle. So that thing were going on
Okay.
while I was carrying. But I never felt that, why I should be doing this when I'm not feeling very comfortable during those first 3, 4 months' time. But it never came into my mind because I was very clear that this is what is the organizational need.
Okay.
We have to do it, along with people. So after finalizing with all the vendors, and then we started implementing. And by the time we reached to a certain point or implementation took place, uh, I was blessed with a baby, and that time I could not say that I am on maternity leave and I won't be able to answer your call. I won't be able to solve your queries or give any solution. No, I took it up as this my IT
Challenge.
is also my baby, not only uh,
That's a challenge. Yeah.
my baby, and I have to nurture that as well along with
Okay.
him. So I
Great.
used to take a call and I used to give a solution to people, and people were also very supportive and cooperative that they knew my situation in IT, and there was organizational change was happening. So that time I thought there is a need of people development because cultural change and mindset change is not an easy job, and we can't do it only through implementing IT. So that time I have realized that I need to really do a lot of things in HR, and then I started focusing in people development.
Okay.
So with my quality and IT knowledge, I could bring in a lot of HR system
Hmm.
and a lot of developmental system and performance oriented performance management system.
Hmm.
So that's what I could bring in one place, and then uh, and my vision is to take it to the next level,
Level.
and
Okay.
where dreams are responsibilities.
Okay. Very interesting. So, when it comes to leadership, what is your thought? It should be rigid or flexible, or it should be a mix. What is your recipe?
It is always a mix
Mm,
leadership. We can't be rigid at all.
mm,
I believe in collaborative approach and
mm.
participative approach. Even
Okay.
in my with my team, I take their views.
Okay.
I involve them while making decision, so that they feel they are part of the decision,
Mm,
and so that I get their buy-in, And of course, when we take some decision, that time we need to deliver certain things in very stipulated time.
Mm.
So while delivering it, I need
Yeah.
to be little firm
Yeah.
on my schedule,
Okay.
and bring them, bring all of them together and deliver it was the challenging thing. So I think the mixed leadership always work. And
Okay.
I'm more toward flexible because nothing harm if we take little more time, but kind of confidence you gain from others when you involve them, that really help delivering your assignment or
Okay.
your project in time.
Okay. That's interesting. So, what is your thought on empowering women leadership in your organization?
I always support, encourage women in our organization. We have a team as well named Ek Pahal.
Mm.
Uh, they are more into development of women, like overall development. It's not only related to their work, it
Mm-hmm.
is their personal development as well. Some
Yeah.
women, they have some, they need some counseling.
Mhm.
So that group, we have formed a group. So that group help them understanding it, to bring them clarity. But if you ask me empowerment, I believe there should not be any gender bias when we talk about empowerment. All
Okay.
employees deserve empowerment to
Absolutely.
excel in their career, excel in their goal.
Mm.
So empowerment is a need of an organization, and it has to be with everyone. So be it men or women, doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. So, the support system for women is also on probably in health and hygiene, managing household, all these things.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
A
Great.
lot of personal queries, they have. So we try to solve their queries as well. And
But
we
how do you?
encourage the women to join automotive sector because a lot of scope is there in automotive sector, but women, they are not, they are much inclined towards service sector
Okay.
and essential sector. So I always uh, encourage women to join this sector, and you can always excel. It's not only a labor intensive
Okay.
thing what we do in automotive. There's a lot of technological changes has happened, so
Mhm.
we can contribute there. And
Okay.
we can always look after shop floor. When
Okay.
I started in shop floor. So I don't see any challenge in
Okay.
the why should not they join automotive sector?
Okay. Great. But typically, how do you balance the family and work?
It's quite natural when you have clarity in your mind
Mm.
that this is what I need to do today, and this is what priority I need to bring in today. So you can manage it. There is
Okay.
no, I never found any issues in balancing work and
Okay.
my personal life. So
Okay.
it was based on priority, what I need to do today. And,
Okay.
and yeah, a little bit of planning is required. If you plan and if you set your ecosystem at home, so then your work will always be smoother. There will not be a lot of hassles if you plan and bringing some sort of discipline and ecosystem in both the places. So that will really help.
But sometimes it overlaps. No.
Sometimes it had happened that there is an important meeting in office, and
Also.
son is asking to go school and attend parents teacher meeting.
Okay.
So then I had to take a call, what kind of meeting
Okay.
I'm going to attend here, so can I delegate to my junior, or can I postpone it, or can I prepone it, or if not possible, so can I meet teacher after the parent-teacher meeting? So that the decision
Will
will
take.
take some time.
Okay. Generally, in organizations, what is lacking today that prevents women from reaching top leadership role? Generally.
I think today all the organizations are keen to invite women in their workforce or in their leadership roles. I believe it is women who has to put in their efforts, hard work, and they should own it. And this is what my responsibility. And I don't think no organization can stop any women to excel or being, in leadership position. I don't think it is there. It
Okay.
exists. I never faced any
Okay.
challenges being women and facing some sort of challenge to reach leadership position.
Lastly, what is your own vision for mobility of the future? Because a lot of things are talked about, mobility as an ecosystem. What's your view?
I believe EV is coming up, and especially in two-wheelers and three-wheelers. And we are going to have market share of 15 to 20%. But I think we need a lot of government support because it's not only electrical vehicle, it's to electrifying vehicle, we need to upgrade our battery technology. If we don't upgrade that, so it will not be cost effective for Indians. So I believe government should help all automotive component manufacturer to uh, localize battery making or localize magnet making components so that we utilize our own design, our own product to make electrical vehicle and make cost effective for us. So yes, EV is our future.
So, on that positive note, I would like to thank you very much, Namala, for talking to Mobility Outlook, and thank you for being part of Women in Mobility. Thanks so much for your time. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for having me here. Thank you.